I'm going to look into my crystal ball now, and I'm going to tell you, not only does Cole Palmer start, Cole Palmer bags his first Chelsea goal. He's got a couple of assists now, and he's going to get his first Chelsea goal in that match. Like that. Good, wouldn't it? Now, if only I can start predicting some of my accumulators right, and I might have a bit more dough about me. But I know even a broken clock's right twice a day, but you've got to be honest. I've not had much to be smug about at all since Roman Abramovich left Chelsea Football Club. So I will take my wins wherever I want. Thank you very much. Not you lot. You lot are good stuff. Anyway, you know who else is good stuff? Chelsea Football Club. And it might have took a while. We may have had to be patient, but now, and I mean right now, is where Chelsea's season begins. I said that we would put Burnley to the sword today, and we did. It started a little bit nervy, but we ran out 4-1 winners at Turf Moor, and here is my match review. People, before we get into it, do me a massive favour. If you are new around here, this is the Joey Knight podcast, which obviously means I'm Joey. If you like the content at the end of the video, please do me a massive, massive favour. Hit the subscribe button and also click the bell so that you get a notification every time one of my videos goes live. So, as you can see on screen now, it's not there. Hold on. Oh, it's cringe, isn't it? But it's good. I'm happy. Anyway, here's our starting lineup, as you can see now. Obviously, the only thing is this was the official starting lineup. Enzo in the 10. To me, when I was watching the game, it looked a little bit more like Conor Gallagher was in the 10, but that's neither here or there. They can interchange. They can do what they like if they carry on performing like that. Chelsea started off pretty dominant, you know. Our shape looked pretty good. We had a good bit of possession. And I'll tell you what, though, the stream I was watching, the commentator, I wish I'd have got his name because it was an absolute helmet that just makes people buy into the negativity around Chelsea at the minute. And then once we started romping them, he literally did not have a word to say for the rest of the match. So if that was you, Scotsman, I'm guessing you're an ex-footballer, but my God, you ain't got that much knowledge on the game. Hang your head in shame. Anyway, there was my little rant. But we started the match off really well. I actually thought we looked good. Raheem Sterling came close with a really good shot early on. And then in the 15th minute, I think it was, Odegaard. Don't know him, never heard of him before, but he broke on Chelsea, or Burnley broke on Chelsea. Odegaard ended up getting the ball and slotting it past Sanchez. It went through Cucurella's legs. As soon as the goal went in, my inbox started going, bomb, bomb, straight away. People slating Cucurella. And I've got to be honest with you, right? Anyone that's watched my channel for a long time will hopefully be able to respect my integrity when I say this, because anyone who's watched my channel knows that I've been very vocal in my criticism of Cucurella in the past. So being that it's something I've done pretty often on this channel before, you know, if I thought Cucurella was at fault for that goal, I would say he was at fault for that goal. He really wasn't. It can just happen. Cucurella's biggest crime in that passage of play was being the man that was closest to the ball. And look, let's not dwell on negativity. We conceded a goal. I didn't think we would, but we did, but it doesn't matter. Now, this commentator that I was talking about, I really should find out his name. If anyone was watching the same stream as me, let me know. But he was slating Chelsea after that first goal, saying, oh, they're so mentally weak, and you can see they've just got no character about them. Wrong. We literally started creating chances straight away after, and then eventually, Raheem Sterling takes the ball on the sideline pretty much, darts into the box, drifts and glides and slides past a few defenders, ends up whipping in the ball on his left foot, and again, I don't remember the fella's name, but it was a Burnley defender. He got subbed off in the second half. He turned it in to his own net. I really should know his name, but let's be honest, I don't really watch the smaller clubs. More of a big club man, you know. People only really remember Burnley from the time that someone threw a coin at Drogba, a match I was at, Stamford Bridge, about 2010, and obviously for the fact them blokes on the bus in the In-Betweeners movie supported them. So, yeah, who cares? Nah, I like Burnley. Vincent Kompany, good manager. I actually think they'll do well. I think they'll stay up this season, you know. I think they're not too bad, but Kompany should definitely be given the time, you know. I'm drifting completely off here, but he should be given a time. Don't like his get-up. I don't think you should be wearing a hat with a suit. That's like me wearing loafers with jogging bottoms. It just doesn't work. Anyway, Sterling gets the ball into the box. Obviously, the Burnley player turns it in, and people could say it's a bit fluky, but it's really not. I think when you've learned under Pep Guardiola, you will have been schooled in knowing that if you create that sort of opportunity, more often than not, it's either going to fall to one of your men, there's going to be a bit of pinball in the box and someone's going to get in, or maybe a player might turn it in. We saw it in the last international break with Harry Maguire, and obviously we've seen it again today. It sometimes happens. Sterling would have known exactly what he was doing there. Now, this game was a massively, massively fiery one, because obviously it finished 1-0 at half-time, but at half-time there had already been 6 bookings, and some of which were deserved, some of which I don't think were deserved. Thiago Silva's one. Obviously, Poch then got booked for arguing the Silva one. But let's not cry over spilt milk. There's no point, questioning the referee's performance, because some things don't go your way and some things do go your way, and we'll move on to what did go our way in the second half, although I don't think it was controversial at all. We came out for the second half, and who was it? Raheem Sterling at it again. Raheem Sterling takes on his man, beats him, draws the foul, which was a little bit dubious. A lot of people were saying it was outside the box. A lot of people were saying it was on the line. If you go by the rules, which clearly, when you listen to all the VAR knobheads and the rest of the referees, they are going by the book. If it's on the line, it's a penalty. I actually didn't think it was on the line. I thought it was in the box, but of course I'm going to think that. I'm a Chelsea fan. But I'll tell you what, right? Penalty gets given, and I'm sort of thinking, hold on, who's going to take this? Because obviously, was Jackson on the pitch by that point? I don't know if he was, but obviously we'd seen Enzo take a penalty. I know Sterling's taken penalties in the past, and neither of those two actually filled me with that much confidence from the spot. Then, I remembered obviously we had Cole Palmer on. He stepped up, and when I saw it as James Trafford in goal, I sort of think, these two know each other. Been on international duty together at the end of under-21s tournament in the summer just gone. And obviously maybe that gives them an edge, but plenty of players have played together. And that is where we saw Cole Palmer slot it home. And I said before the match, which I played at the start of it, being very smug, Cole Palmer would score. I didn't think it would come from the spot, but he scored. He assisted. Cole Palmer is the absolute daddy. And that 2-1 lead did not last for long, because in the 63rd minute, Raheem Sterling slots a beautiful left-footed finish home into the far corner and puts Chelsea 3-1 up. And this goal massively summed up the ability, the creativity, and just the quality of that midfield three at the minute. The ball is picked up, right? Caicedo, I should say, makes a brilliant tackle interception. It was one of the two. I think there were two sort of little tackles that went in there. He moves the ball on to Gallagher. Straight away, Gallagher's looking one side at Cole Palmer, slots the ball over to Raheem Sterling, who's advancing, making a beautiful run into the box, left-footed finish into the far corner. And I know Sterling provided the finish, but Sterling was electric today. He was on fire at all points of the game until he was brought off. And I never expected anything less when that ball ran through and he was through on goal. But what I would say is our midfield three, yeah, I didn't actually think Enzo had the best game today. Didn't have a bad game, but a little bit lacklustre in terms of what I've seen from him in the past. But it's easy to get away with being a little bit under par when you have got two players like Caicedo and Conor Gallagher in that midfield with you. They were ridiculous today. Caicedo, I mean, he's unlucky in a way. Not that it'll feel too hard done by that Raheem Sterling was so good, because otherwise he would have probably got man of the match from me. But Caicedo was class there in winning that ball. And when Caicedo was brought into the club and the things that I was thinking he could bring to this team, and obviously they didn't show straight away, did they? Obviously, against West Ham, underwhelming, Forest, underwhelming. And now in his last 3 games, obviously 2 of which I've been at myself, we're really starting to see why we paid the money for Caicedo. And I honestly think that midfield three should not be tampered with, should not be changed. That goes against what I've said in the past. But listen, you can't hold me too accountable for saying in the past that maybe I didn't think that Gallagher should be in there, because I am not Pochettino. The man that matters is Mauricio Pochettino. He's got Conor Gallagher in there, and Conor Gallagher is absolutely having it off. Oh, there's no structure to this video, is there? But I really don't care. I'm absolutely buzzing. Anyway, let's get on to the final goal. We were not done, because in the 74th minute, we made it 4-1. Sterling darts down the wing. Again, a lovely left-footed cross into the box, which straight away, it sort of went past Nicholas Jackson. Cole Palmer picks it up, and I think he's going to cut inside and he's going to shoot it, or he's going to cut outside and he's going to shoot. But no, he kept calm, composed, cool, calm, collected, passes it on to Nicholas Jackson. And Nicholas Jackson takes a little bit too long with it, in my opinion, because I thought he was going to hit it first time. He doesn't. He fakes the shot, drags it back, and then ends up slotting it perfectly low, cool, perfect weighted shot into that bottom corner. And it was so big for Nicholas Jackson, because he didn't start the match. I think he'll definitely start the next match now after the international break. But also, he's been dubbed as someone who's somewhat wasteful and, sort of shits the bed in front of goal at times. And in the last couple of matches, he hasn't done that, has he? Obviously, he didn't play against Fulham, but in a match that I was at against Brighton, obviously, he looked really composed in front of goal, didn't waste much today, didn't waste much. I think he'll score a fair few goals for us this season. I had Nicholas Jackson as top goal scorer at the start of the season, and look, it's obviously not going to happen, but he'll hit double figures, definitely. Like, I think Nicholas Jackson will get about 15 league goals this season. What's he on now, 2? Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? I don't really care. Anyway, that was it. 4-1. Such a mature, composed performance from the boys, and it's another box ticked, because one thing we done today was we showed the ability to go behind in a game and come back. So far, we haven't gone behind and come back. Obviously, we had the 1-1 draw against Liverpool. We went behind in that, but we didn't come back to win. And then obviously the games we have gone behind in, i.e. West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, we haven't been able to have the character of squad to come back. And it's one thing that we've sort of said, maybe it plays into the fact we've got a young squad and obviously the age of these players, and they've not been through that sort of hardship to be able to come back in these matches and have that experience and the know-how to be able to do it. But today we showed we did, and I was just absolutely so impressed by it. So we move up in the table. We would have moved to 9th above Man United, but obviously their star man, Scott McTominay, has just banged in 2 goals towards the end against Brentford. So they're now above us again, which is annoying. Really annoying. I will take a small win in the fact that Eric Ten Hag doesn't even like Scott McTominay. He doesn't even play him, never signed him, brought in other midfielders instead of him, and now Scott McTominay's the one banging in goals for Man United. So they'll take it. Anyway, international break. That's come at the worst time, hasn't it? Because Chelsea are genuinely on a run here. We're on really good form. Should we touch on something a little bit more negative, right? I think our disciplinary needs working on, because at the end of this match, let's have a look. How many... Sorry, people. This is like live and direct, AJ Chasey style. So go easy on me, because, right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow cards today. It's not great, is it? Do you know what I mean? Because obviously Jackson's been banned for multiple bookable offences, Malo Gusto with a red card, and when you factor in the fact that we haven't got a very good record, we've got an abysmal record when it comes to keeping players fit and available on the field, obviously with injuries, we don't need to add in any sort of disciplinary, I don't know, poor form, would you call it, to that, because we're trying to gel a young squad, and the only thing that you can do to gel a young squad, obviously time on the training pitch, that helps, but realistically, experiences, different situations that they've been through together, and that will only come with game time. So the injuries, I wouldn't say can't be helped, they can, surely it needs looking into, but they seem to just always stockpile up. But what can be helped is having players out through suspension. So obviously, you know, sometimes you stumble upon a recipe for success. I've said it about 20 times, but you do. And obviously, like Malo Gusto getting sent off in that match has, in a weird way, had a sort of positive impact on the team, because Cucurella's come on in right back and he's been playing really well, to be fair. So yeah, but I do think we need to work on it a little bit. Also, we are becoming so much more clinical now. Like, you look at today's match here, we had 7 shots, 2 of them were off target, 5 on target, we converted 4 of them. That, my friend, is a lovely conversion rate. And obviously, yeah, like, you know, we're becoming a little bit more clinical, and it sort of maybe translates into what me and Josh have been saying, and plenty of other pundits have been saying, in the, you know, the law of averages would suggest that Chelsea were going to have a game where they bang a few goals soon and things were going to come good. And obviously, this was that game. So, another thing as well, right? Our pressure when we lose the ball is 1,000 times better than last season. Last season, we had players at the club that just weren't really willing to put a shift in when we got dispossessed and when we lost the ball. And they already had one eye on the exit door. And do you know what? To some extent, you can't blame some of them. Overbloated squad, they knew they weren't going to be there and they wanted to carry on with their careers elsewhere. That's fine, but I didn't want them on the pitch. Luckily, now they're gone. And obviously, you're seeing that when we give away the ball, we're pressing straight away. And it's obviously yielding really good results for us, because, you know, the fact we put the pressure on straight away is why Caicedo won that ball, which obviously got passed on to Gallagher, who was already ready to start the attack, put it onto Sterling. Sterling slots it home, and he has got to be the man of the match. Like, Mauricio Pochettino, for me, and anyone else viewing Chelsea at the minute, has obviously said to Sterling at the start of the season, look, mate, take the handbrake off. See that? There's the handbrake. Take it off. I don't need you doing sideways passes. I don't need you trying to be saying you're not. Do what we grew to know and love you as, which is a really direct attacking player who will run at defenders and create chances out of nothing. He done that today. He's our top goal scorer this season. He's the man, isn't he? And do you know what, right? Gareth Southgate, you foolish man, you can hang your head in shame, because according to Southgate, Jarrod Bowen is willing of a call-up on that front line for England. Eddie Nketiah is, Marcus Rashford is, but Sterling, no, he's just not doing enough, really. You know, playing a poor Chelsea side, never really scoring goals. Unlucky, Southgate. You've been ridiculed in the past and you will be ridiculed again for this one. But I don't care. Good for me. Less travel, fresher legs, suits me just fine. Keep leaving Sterling out. We don't care. And it wasn't just Sterling that was electric today, you know. Loads of players had a really good game. Caicedo was immense. Gallagher had a really good game and he's consistently proving so many of the doubters wrong recently. Cole Palmer, we know what he is. He's magic. He's class. He needs to keep his place in that team. The back line, all of them played well. And do you know what? Fuck it. Even Cucurella had a really, really good game today. And do you know what? I'm very smug because when a lot of people were sort of saying that maybe Cucurella wasn't worth the money we paid for Brighton and maybe that he wasn't up to Chelsea standards and whatever, who always backed him? Me. That's who. No, listen, I don't know. Pretty getting carried away, but I really don't care. I am getting carried away. I'm just so happy. And now, after the international break, we're going into that match against Arsenal with genuine positivity and belief that we can go and turn them over. Do I think it will happen? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't really care. We are on a good run of form. And I scrap that. I do care. I obviously really hope we win. But even if we don't, I just think that things for this season are going to be so much more positive than last season. There is middle ground, you know. It's not either, oh, Chelsea have a shit season, Chelsea have a good season. If we finish in Europa League spots and we play some really good football like we did today, we beat some of the bigger teams, which we failed to do last season without beating a top 7 opponent in all competitions. If we can do that, I'll be happy because I'll know that we're building bricks in the right way to eventually build the house that Mauricio Pochettino owns. So yeah, I'm just really, really happy with how today went. Listen, I'm thinking about getting Josh and a couple of other Chelsea content creators, maybe like Matisse and a few others, maybe a few of the boys off Chelsea Fan TV or something like that, in the studio over the international break, and we'll have a little summary and see where we're at so far this season. So let me know what you think of that. We'll get that planned in. What I do want to know from you lot is, where do you think we're finishing now? Do you think the Champions League spots are on? Because, we're 10th in the table at the minute. Could go down to 11th after Palace play if they win. But, you know, we're right in there or thereabouts, aren't we? Like, in my opinion, I think that's the ceiling. Well, of course it's the ceiling. We're not going to win the league, are we? But I think that's the ceiling. And I think, you know, it could happen. Stranger things have happened. But I think Europa League, definitely. And I'd be well happy with Europa League. We're building. We've got a young squad. Years to come. And that's a tournament that, as the years go on, holds more prestige in terms of winning. Liverpool are in it this year. They'd love to win it. Spoke to Danny Murphy. Name drop. Oh, let me just pick the old... Just picking Danny Murphy's name up. Spoke to him the other day and he said that he was really happy with Liverpool winning the Europa League before when they done it. Obviously, Danny Murphy, when he done it. Anyway, you lot let me know where we're finishing. Do me a favour. My Instagram is linked below. Follow me on Instagram. I'm up for an award on the Football Content Creators Award or something. So go on my Instagram. It's on my story and that. You can vote for me if you want. That'd be good. What else? Tomorrow, 4 p.m, we're on the kickoff live. Me, Brian, Josh, Craig. Not sure who the last person is, but I'm sure they'll be absolutely lovely. Maybe KG. So obviously get on the kickoff tomorrow, 4 p.m. We're going to be watching the Arsenal against Man City game. That's going to be a big one. Hopefully Man City win that, because it'd be good for Arsenal to be on a little bit of a poor run of form when they come into that Chelsea game. Obviously, they lost against Lens, didn't they, as well? So that'd be good. Follow me on Instagram. Tune into the kickoff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. And you know what? Next Saturday, I'm on the watch-along on Brian's channel, The Pain Game. Brian is True Geordie, by the way. The Pain Game, and we're doing the watch-along for the KSI against Tommy Fury fight. There may just be some interesting announcements on that. So, not going to tell you what, but, you know, we'll see. See you in a bit.